Hey gang, George here. We just got out of the live room. We only did about 2 hours this morning. This is an FOMC rate decision day. So at 2 Eastern, the FOMC rate decision is disclosed, and it happens to be one of these premier econ reports. So we don't really care what happens in them in any of these econ reports at all, but we want to note what effect they might have on the market. As I mentioned, with this particular report, this is really the king of the hill when it comes to these reports, is we typically see a lot of stagnation in the markets. We'll usually see some kind of a pre-market move and maybe a little bit of a move into the morning, but then for the later morning and through Chicago Merc lunch, it's really stagnant until that report comes out. But look at the gains from this morning here. This is that initial bump in the very early morning, and then the rest of the session here. So did actually pretty well considering it's an FOMC rate decision day, but all the gain really came in this 1/2 hour block. Did over $1,600 there, and then tapered that down a little bit with some of this later action. But here, it's just more time in the market and more trades that I don't necessarily need to be doing on an FOMC rate decision day. So one of the things you guys can look at is on an FOMC rate day is to either not trade the mornings at all, go do something else, don't trade that day, or look to hard cut down to a very specific time in the morning. This would be a start to that kind of work. But this actually is a pretty good result for an FOMC rate day, right at 1600 on 28 trades with a 60%, almost 61% win ratio. Good percentage capture on both of these guys. So everything looks good there. But the real takeaway is this. There is that burst of performance. There's some momentum, enough there to give some opportunity, and then not so much after that. So that's a classic FOMC profile there. We talked about it before it happened, and there's that sort of sleepy, consolidated, stagnant movement there that's just not doing much other than burning up some trades, putting some more losses on the table, and taking some time to do that. So as it is with all of these things that I talk about in the room, seeing more evidence of it is key, and that's why you want to be there, is to hear about things that you maybe don't know about, and you start to learn about them as being important and recurring events in the market, whether they're actual signals on our charts or they're other events that have an effect on the market like what we talked about today. Pretty classic action so far this morning. We'll see what the FOMC report brings this afternoon and carry on from there. Use the link at the bottom of this video to hop into the live room. You can watch me day trade the key markets and also do some big picture analysis on stocks and futures. That'll do it for now. We'll see you back in the live room.